Hey, this is Austin Matthews with Keller Williams Gadsden. I wanted to make this really quick. I made a video a few years ago going over the process of buying a house from the beginning to the end. But like I said, it's been a few years. There's a little bit more gray in my beard. I've switched brokerages. So I feel like I owe it to you to kind of update it. But from the very first time you decide that you want to buy a house, I would talk to a realtor. Get your realtor's recommendation as far as a loan officer, a lender, someone that's going to give you the money. And I say that because your realtor is going to know somebody that's going to communicate well with you. It's the biggest transaction of your life, the biggest purchase of your life. So you want to make sure that you know what's going on, you know what to expect. Don't be confused about anything. There's no such thing as a dumb question when it comes to buying a house. So you don't want somebody that's going to feel annoyed and make you feel like you're a bother when you're just asking questions to try and make sure you understand the process. So with that being said, start with your realtor. Ask your realtor for lender recommendations. Call a lender. You can get pre-qualified in 5 or 10 minutes. And the reason you do that is I say 5 or 10 minutes. The first conversation will be 5 or 10 minutes. Then they'll send you a link to an application you'll fill out. That probably takes 20, 30 minutes depending on how much of the information that you know offhand. But do that because you may have an idea of what you think you want to pay for a house or what you think you can afford monthly. But rates change all the time, so it's important to go ahead and get that figured out because you don't want to waste your time or your realtor's time looking at houses that you can't qualify for. Or, you could even get qualified for more than you think you can get qualified for and afford a bigger house, which would be cool. So I say that, talk to a realtor, get their lender recommendations, talk to your lender, get pre-qualified, and then you can start looking at houses. Once you find a house that you like, your realtor is going to fill out a contract. They're going to send it to you to sign. Once you sign it, they will present it to the listing agent or the seller directly, depending on the situation. But there's a bunch of different things to negotiate when it comes to an offer. Do you want a home warranty? What are you going to pay? Do you need some seller concessions, which basically is money that the seller will provide to help you qualify, help you pay your closing costs? Because a lot of people, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you tend to not have a ton of money saved up. So talk to your lender and see how much you can afford to bring to the closing table, how much your down payment's going to be. If you can afford a down payment, if you can't, there's some options for 100% financing options that don't require a down payment. So once they send you this contract to sign, you sign it. They're going to present it to the listing agent or seller. And then once you officially go under contract, there's 2 things you're going to do right off the bat within probably 24 hours at least of going under contract. You're going to deliver your earnest money to whoever's holding it, and that can be negotiated between you and your realtor. Earnest money is basically, I'm not going to go into it right now. I've got another video on that, but it's basically just like a deposit on your closing costs. So it's 500 to 1% of the purchase price, and that'll be deducted from what you would bring to closing. So it's like you get it back at closing. But anyways, that's a different topic. And then you also order your home inspection. Your home inspection, you typically have, every area is different. In the Gadsden area, you're typically going to have 10 to 14 days to get a home inspection done. It's worth every penny. I've had so many clients save tens of thousands of dollars from a home inspection. You don't know what to look out for. Your realtor doesn't know what to look out for. A home inspector is a generalist. They're going to go over the entire house. It's going to take hours for them to do. It's going to be $300 to $500, and it's worth every single penny. So once you get the home inspection report back, it's going to be intimidating. It's going to be 50 to 80 pages of pictures and basically just a list of a bunch of issues that your house is going to have. Every house has issues, even brand new builds, new constructions, they're going to have problems. Your home inspector's job is to point out every single issue that they find in the house, and then you decide what you care about asking the seller to fix. And if there's a bunch of different ways to negotiate it, if the seller says, hey, I don't want to fool with anything, you can say, hey, how about just like a price reduction, or pay more of my closing costs, or pay the contractor at closing, and then we'll schedule it after close. There's a bunch of different ways to negotiate. Let's say everything gets worked out. You get past your home inspection. There's a few other steps. You can get a sewer septic inspection if you're doing that. You can get a termite inspection, which depending on your loan type might be a requirement anyways. And then once you get past the inspections, you're going to get, typically after your home inspection, you're going to get an appraisal ordered, and that's going to be on your lender to order it. So you don't have to order it. Your realtor doesn't order it. your lender orders it. And the appraiser is going to come out. Yes, they're going to look for the value of the house, but they're also going to, depending on your loan type, there might be certain repairs that are required before they can approve the sale. So you don't have to worry about that, but like, look, it is important. I've had situations where clients didn't understand this. If your appraisal gets done, if the appraiser goes out there and has a report back to you and your deal falls through after that, somebody's still got to pay the appraiser, and that is on you as a buyer. So if your deal falls through after the appraisal has been done, you still have to pay for it. That's important to know. And then let's say everything comes back, you get all your documents. The biggest thing you're going to be doing in this whole process is a bunch of documents. You're going to be going through your tax returns, getting income statements, your bank statements, verification of employment from your employer. All this is going to be asked for during the process, and you have to get it all to your lender, get it back to your lender ASAP, because underwriting, which is the people behind the scenes that really make the decisions, they can be picky. They can ask for a lot, but you want to get them as much information as they request as soon as you can. So once you get past the appraisal, all the documents are in, underwriting approves the loan, guess what? It's closing day. That's when you go to the attorney's office, title company, whoever's closing it out, everybody gets paid, you get the keys to your house, and congratulations, you're a homeowner. Every deal's different. This is prime. This is an ideal scenario. There's a bunch of different negotiations. Things can get extended out. There can be certain title issues that hold up. Typically it takes 30 to 45 days to close. Sometimes it might be sooner. Sometimes it might be longer. Like I said, every deal is different, but this is a basic rundown of what to expect. Again, this is Austin Matthews, Keller Williams Gadsden. My number is 256-919-3030. I'm happy to help, happy to answer any other questions. I don't care if you're buying in 10 years. I don't care if you're buying tomorrow. I just think that everyone needs to understand the process and know what to expect. So reach out to me, text me, call me, send me a message if you have any questions. Happy to help. Have a good one.